There are probably two basic questions Jews have recycled and asked for literally centuries. Is it good for the Jews? And when and under what circumstances is Mashiach coming? In this scarcely known text by the Gaon of Vilna's grandnephew and disciple, Rabbi Hillel Shkulover, probably the best and most detailed answer extant to the second question is given. And yes, of course the implication is that it will be good for the Jews. Though the passage to Meshichut and Geulah requires difficult preliminary steps, including great battles, both metaphysical and physical, and extraordinary deeds and mitzvot. Based on the Gaon's teachings and named The Voice of the Turtle Dove from Shir HaShirim, the text by Rabbi Hillel was written in the late 18th century when the Gaon was still alive. Among other things, it describes and analyzes the footsteps of Mashiach, 999 in total. Throughout, one sees this Gaon's incredible mastery of the entire Tanakh and Talmud, and his Kabbalistic insights and Chidushim, especially his original gematrias. Subsequently, and for the next 150 years, this text was used by the biggest darshanim in Lithuania and adjacent lands. A leading idea in the book is that indeed, with the ascent of significant rulers of the day, much as was the case when Koresh, Cyrus of Persia, 6th century BCE, declared that any Jew was free to return to his homeland and rebuild the temple. Throughout the text we see the Gaon's theme that we have to make a distinction between Mashiach ben Yosef and Mashiach ben David. Similarly, he refers to two types of Gula. The first started at a time during which we are witnesses to the conquest of the land of Israel, the ingathering of the exiles, the rebuilding of Jerusalem, the removal of the spirit of tumah and impurity from the land and people, the large-scale cultivation of the land, etc. As one takes a look at what has happened in Israel this past century, one can say that many, though certainly not all, of the Gaon's requirements have been fulfilled. As for the second Gula, in the time of Mashiach ben David, the Gaon, along with other master Mekubalim, asserted that there will be great wars on both in the physical and metaphysical planes between Jews and other nations, as well as internally between Jews and Jews, who are part of the Erev Rav, the mixed multitude. Besides revealing the Vilna Gaon's Kabbalistic brilliance, his own deep faith in the coming of Mashiach, and the Gaon's own special role in that coming, Kol HaTor, or Voice of the Turtle Dove, is timely for at least three other reasons. The universal search today for non-materialistic, non-hedonistic meaning in life, for spirituality, for God. Among Jews, one major stream of such seekers is represented by the Baal Tshuva, or Choser B'Tshuva movement. For all such searchers, Kol HaTor may well resonate. 2. The evidence of a growing compatibility, indeed confluence between science and Kabbalah, particularly between Newtonian, Einsteinian physics, and Torah, as explicated by a diversity of profound, if non-mainstream thinkers, like the Holy Ari, Rav Kook, and Rabbi Weissmandl, originator of the Torah codes. And 3, the strong sense worldwide that things are getting better, yet getting worse, and certainly more confusing. Technological breakthroughs and primitive hatreds. Millennial thinking of apocalypse now, and we want Mashiach now. The world as a global village, but a world terribly out of whack. The end of the Cold War, but the rise of a new axis of evil, and Israel and Jerusalem at the center of the quickening crazy spiral. Remarkably, combining all 3 of these reasons in the New Old Kabbalistic view founded on Genesis 7:11, which states that in the 600th year of Noah's life, all the well springs of the great deep burst forth and the floodgates were open. Various Kabbalists have seen this statement as a beacon pointing to the fact that after the 600th year of the 6th millennium, the Jewish calendar year of 5600, i.e. the mid-19th century, the gates of wisdom, Kabbalah, and the well springs of wisdom below, or science, would and did increasingly open. In fact, by this reckoning, we are moving away from the 6th millennia of rectification and closer to the 7th millennium, the Great Sabbath, coextensive with Geulah and Mashiachut, scheduled to arrive in what is a cosmic blink of the eye, namely 2.5 centuries hence.